Hello and welcome to Tasty Tuesday. This has been kind of a rush because I forgot to put the link and to set up everything until just about an hour ago. So I hope you guys were able to find the link and join in. But anyway, so I hope everyone's having a great day. If you are new to Tasty Tuesday, the premise of it is Jeff gives me surprise ingredients or take suggestions from you guys, and they're still surprised to me. I don't know what they are. And I have to cook dinner, and I have to do that live and not knowing what I'm making or even what the ingredients are. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but we always have fun along the way. So cheers and welcome.
All right, so I'll read a couple comments. Just got a few here. John Freeze says, "Good morning, Louise and Jeff." So you might be somewhere.
Yeah, where are you, John? Good morning.
Brianna K says, "Can't wait to see what we are making."
Me either.
And Larry Gilbert says, "Good evening. Always looking forward to Tuesday evening."
Thank you for joining in, Larry.
Raven Noir, I think that's how it's pronounced, says, "Hi, Louise and Jeff from
Hi, Raven.
Harrison, Michigan." Linda Gordon, hi.
Hey, Linda.
Brittany Henderson's here. Says,
well, hello, Brittany.
Sue Crickmore says hi from Tucson.
Hi, Sue.
Juliet says hi.
Hi, Juliet.
Linda B, hello from North Carolina.
Hi, Linda.
All right, so Barbara Thurston.
Hi, Barbara.
There's a name from way back.
Yeah, she's in almost all of them.
John's in Adel, Australia.
Oh,
it's that. John.
Oh, we have. When I
two John Freezes.
When I said, because he said John Freeze is in already, but he's saying good morning. This was before we even went live, and we have a friend named John, and we were like, I wonder where he is. But then as I was saying hi, John Freeze, I'm like, wait a minute now. We know too. But then I thought, no, Jeff's right. He's always right. Yeah, I said that. I said that live.
I think it's spelled almost the same, but I don't think there's an E on the end of his name. And he's a pilot, so I wouldn't be surprised if he was overseas. So.
Yeah, so I'm embarrassed. But John, hello. And tell Barry I said hello. All right. What do we got?
All right, you ready to get your ingredients?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's see what I'm going to give you first. I'll just give you what's on top first.
Baby spinach. All right, we love that.
Let's see. I want to try to throw you a curveball here.
Oh, hot. He wants me to have indigestion all night. Hot Italian sausage. Okay, this stuff is spicy. All right. Okay. All right.
You know where this is going?
I know where this is going. I just made this. You didn't have to buy it. I just made a homemade version of this. It's so yummy. In fact, I'm going to use my homemade version.
Ingredient.
Okay. Pine nuts. All right. Okay. I know what he wants me to make.
And the last one, you get options. Pick one.
A fig glaze or the balsamic glaze?
You can taste the fig glaze before you commit to it if you want to do that. It doesn't go on until the end anyway, right?
Well, that depends if I'm going to make what you think I'm going to make or if I'm going to do something totally different. All right. So I'm going to go with the figs, and I hope I still have a pear that is not bad because I think that's going to go really nicely with this. So, all right. First thing I'm going to do is get the sausages. I'm going to air fry them. I did this the other day because I was making some pizza. I'm working on a recipe for a steam and crisp pizza. And I took the mild sausage, not hot and spicy, and I air fried it for a few minutes. And it worked out so well. I think I left it too long. I think it went like 20 minutes. And oh my gosh, they were way overcooked. All right, I'm just going to put 2 in just in case this is a terrible idea. And we can still have some leftovers. All right, so we're going to get that started. So turn the foodie on. I didn't steam crisp them though. That's another option. Let's do that instead. Let's do the steam crisp. Why not, right? We like to experiment on Tasty Tuesdays. So let's do that because that's going to probably even speed things up a little bit more because steam is a great, great heat source. All right, let's see. I think I'm going to put in 1/2 cup of water. All right, 1/2 cup going in. Let's separate these just a little bit. Close the lid. Go to the center. Now, I went on 400 before, and I know that they were just too done. So I'm going to go on 350. And I'm going to take the time down to 15 minutes and hit start. Probably I'll check them at 5 minutes and then at 10 minutes. All right, so I'm going to use my homemade Boursin, which is not Boursin because it's my homemade. So I'm going to grab that.
You put that in the fridge, I guess.
And you know what else I'm going to do? I got to wash some things up. Let me wash these. Let me clean them first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make stuffed mushrooms. Which this is going to be cool. All right, so take that out. Now I could chop that up and put it in with the filling, but I'm not going to. Not today. All right, any questions, any comments, anything?
Yeah.
And I'm going to use a spoon to clean out the gills. So, which I don't even know if that's what they're really called, but that way we have more room. And I don't like those. I mean, I don't do this if I'm not, if I'm just cutting up mushrooms. I don't go to this trouble. What was that beep?
The foodie?
No, it wouldn't be the foodie.
I
I don't know, but I already hear that water boiling. But also, before we get started, I'm going to put these in. I'm going to take them out though. Put just a little bit of salt. But I'm going to go ahead and steam those to get them partially cooked. This will be a nice, quick and easy recipe, I think.
Okay, so Normal Walter says, what kind of mushrooms are those?
These are large portobello mushrooms.
Nancy Kostecki's here.
Hey, Nancy.
And what are you drinking?
Okay, I'll answer that. Let me go wash my hands real quick because I touched that sausage. It's a lime vodka from what is it called? Let me get it. Western Sun. They have a lot of different flavors, so I like it. It's lime, and then usually I would put that with club soda, but I couldn't find any, so I had some ginger ale, so I put it with ginger ale. It's okay. I prefer it with club soda though, but it's good. Just a little light cocktail. All right, Jeff. I'm gonna need to rinse these. So we have a little colander that you can just throw them in and just rinse.
Somewhere where.
All right. Wow, let me go get my cheese out now. And let me try to find a pear that's not totally rotten. Because I bought a whole thing of pears and they go bad too quick.
Where do you keep your colanders?
I have no Okay.
No, I can't do anything with that.
Welcome to my world, Jeff, where I can't find anything. That is how it is. Here's one. You can probably try to. This is not the best one for that. I've had a couple. There's probably some in the sink because I use them. Some in the getting ready to be washed. So just use that as best you can. All right, I found a pear that isn't too rotten. Let me get a knife. That's one thing. It's really hard to prepare. Well, you can't. I can't prepare for these because I never know what I'm cooking, right? So I have to get everything. Yep, this looks good. All right, so what I'm going to do is after the Ninja Foodie comes up to the steam, after it steams and starts the countdown, I'm going to remove those portobello mushrooms and set them aside. And then once the sausages are done, I will slice those up, put those in the pot with some other ingredients. And then we will stuff our mushrooms and air fry them with some of my homemade Boursin cheese on top. Yeah, it's going to be really wet. You can just leave those over there for now. Just let them drain in the sink. I'll grab them when I need them. All right. Slippery pear now. Get that part out. There we go. So yeah, I went to Sam's the other day and I wanted to work on this recipe I have on my website. I need to revamp it though, because I called it something really hysterical called Sunny Spinacia, which nobody is going to ever find, right? Because nobody's going to Google for that. So I want to redo it because it's such a good recipe. And so I bought a whole thing of pears. Well, then of course life happens and I never got around to making the recipe. And now my pears are going bad. So this is a great use for them. It's just going to add a little bit of sweetness and balance out that heat of that hot sausage. I never use all hot sausage. Usually what I'll do, you know what? I think I have mild in there. Hang tight. I was going to say, I usually put a mild and a hot together, or a mild and a sweet. And I forgot. I took these out for that pizza the other day. So I was throwing those in there. All right,
Jennifer Winky said, how do you make your homemade Boursin cheese?
It's really pretty easy. It's cream cheese and butter, and then some fresh herbs and stuff. So I'm actually testing it out for a recipe that I'm going to put on the website. So I can't remember the exact ingredients right now, but it's just a few, like some dill, and I use dry dill for it, and then some garlic, and I'm trying to think what else. I can't remember. I'm sorry, off the top of my head, I can't remember. And of course, I don't usually have it like this, but I have it like this, which looks like it's perfect for pudding with the mushroom. But I have it like this because I made a recipe for chicken Wellington, which is unbelievably delicious. And that is getting ready to be tested again. And then we'll film the video. So we'll get that out. I think it comes out, I think it's scheduled to come out in November. Because if you don't want to deal with beef Wellington, this chicken Wellington, oh my gosh. I think I like it better than beef Wellington, honestly.
So somebody asked about, let's see who asked that question. Beth Park said, what if you don't have the steam crisp thingamajigger? I only have the food.
I would just air fry. I would just air fry in the basket. You can also put a little bit of water in the bottom. If you're doing something like sausages, that will create a little bit of steam and maybe speed up the cooking. But when I did them the other day for pizza, I just stuck them in and air fried them. I didn't use the steam and crisp. I had another one going over there. So, in fact, I think I used the Speedy and I didn't even think about using steam and crisp. I just threw them in the very bottom and just air crisp them really quick because that was just a part of the pizza. It wasn't like the main focus. So I really wasn't worried about how they turned out. And I overcooked them a little bit, but still they were perfectly fine on the pizza. They were good, weren't they, Jeff? They were really good.
Crystal Gentry says hi. You remember her?
Hi, Crystal.
She's blind. She listens to your videos and loves your wind chimes.
Oh, yes. Yes, I told Jeff about that. I was like, that's so awesome. We don't have them here. They're at our house, so this is a different kitchen. This is a studio kitchen. So we don't have them here, unfortunately. We might need another set. I love them.
Speaking of something else we don't have here, somebody asked about the dogs because they haven't been in the lives lately.
Okay. So they have fleas. Let me just tell you, I haven't had any flea problems, and my dog, the liver dog, can't take much of the flea preventative. And so as a bad parent, I know I take full responsibility for this. I took them all off their flea prevention. And, well, I just didn't reorder it, you know? And so the other day, I'm like, Jeff, I think they have fleas. So we've been bathing them. Our house is all hardwood at home, but here there's a lot of carpet. So they are not here with us until this problem is taken care of. So I read up all about the lifespan of a flea and their life cycle. I know all about it. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer. It's very interesting, but I will get rid of these fleas because I cannot stand bugs and this is disgusting. And yes, they're back on their medicine. So
how about an update on what you're making for the people?
Okay, sure. Sure. So I don't know. What am I making? I'm making stuffed mushrooms, I think. I think so. I think that's how it's going to work out. So what I have going on right now is the Steam and Crisp, which I need to pull these out now, the mushrooms, because I don't really want to, I got to get them out. I don't have anything to get them out with. This is true life here. Jeff, I'm going to need some help. I need something. I got to get these out, and I don't want all the steam to go. Shoot. I was over talking. I don't know if that's going to get them out. I can try. Oh, yeah, I can get them out this way. Okay. All right, so that quick, these mushrooms are done. So they're perfect now for when the sausages are done. Okay, let's go back under. All right, now I got to drain the water off. I'm feeling a little discombobulated here. Okay, so recap is I am making stuffed mushrooms with sausage, pine nuts, a little bit of homemade Boursin cheese, and pears finished with a fig glaze. Sounds really fancy, but it's so easy. We've made stuffed mushrooms before, never exactly like this, but I have made them before. So it's not exactly like, I'm not reinventing the wheel like I do sometimes, but I have never made them in the foodie, that's for sure. So
CJ's here.
Hey, CJ.
Hey, guys.
All right. Now we wait. Hopefully I have a thermometer. No, I don't. I'm going to have to make a list of basics that I should have ready.
Kathy Barney says, if you lived in Utah, you wouldn't have to worry about fleas.
We haven't had fleas or any problems whatsoever. I'm trying to think when I took the dogs off the medicine. See, because when we first got Gus, which was 2 years ago, I didn't know that he had a liver issue. And so he was on it. They were all on it. And then I kept the older one, the bigger ones on it until we just totally ran out. And I just didn't renew it because Gus never got any fleas. So I was like, well, it's, I don't know. We're good. We're lucky, right? I think that the owners of this house had dogs, and I don't know. I mean, I would think that they would have been dead, but what I understand is that the little, I think it's called poop ball or something like that, can stay in carpets and in dark places and even in the grass for up to 5 months. So I think they got him here. At least I'm telling myself that so I don't feel so guilty. But anyway, problem's going to be solved, so it's all good. But yeah, but I don't want him here dropping the fleas. I'm coughing something terrible. Excuse me.
Colleen Wolf says, was looking for a new stuffed mushroom idea because I recently developed a severe shellfish allergy, so no more crab stuffed mushroom.
Oh, yeah.
What do you make that looks great?
Yeah. So we've done this so many times. I've done it with sun-dried tomatoes and chicken. And I mean, you can stuff them with anything that you want. But basically, I'm going to use sausage, a little bit of my homemade Boursin-like cheese. Sometimes I chop up other mushrooms that I have, or the stems sometimes to put in the filling. I didn't do that today. And I'm going to add something that I've never added, which is a chopped up pear, because I'm going to finish it with a fig glaze. So I think it's going to be good. We'll see. We'll find out. We'll find out. All right. Let's see what we got going on here.
John Freeze says, if you were cooking more mushrooms, could you use the rack or just layer on top of each other?
Like if you wanted to do like 4, they're pretty big. So, I mean, it's something to consider. I'm sorry, guys. I've got to find tongs. I can't work with that thing. I'll be right back. All right, everything's going to yell at me. It's okay. I'm going to use metal. Okay, our dishwasher broke. Can you imagine? It's brand new. Dishwasher broke. And I'm in the middle of testing all these recipes. So you can imagine, I have been hand washing dishes. So I have a ton of dishes to still do. That's why I don't have any tongs, and I'm using metal, and it's going to be just fine and dandy. All right. Now, where was I? John, you could probably fit 4 in, but I'm not sure once they're stuffed, if they're all going to fit in the foodie that way. And once they're stuffed, you can't really stack them, but to steam them, you could. So you could, just throw them all in, probably get 8 in there easily, and let them steam, and then take them out, let your sausages finish. But then you would have to finish them off, which they only take a few minutes, finish them off in batches probably. That's the one downside. Whenever you have an air fryer that works really well, or pressure cooker or something like that, they're limited in size, and that is so that they work. Somebody said the other day, like, isn't an air fryer the same as a convection oven? And yes, it is. It's the same principle, but there's a lot smaller surface area, and so the air circulates so much more. There's a lot less heat loss. That's why it works better and quicker than an oven on convection, or even an air fryer oven, which I have now, and I've tried it out, and it works, but it's still not as good. It's still not as good as a regular, a good air fryer. So I'm like all pumped up tonight. This is unusual. I'm like all wide awake. I slept. Like I didn't wake up this morning until what time?
About 10:30. I
almost fell on the floor. I don't think I've slept that long in years. I was like, Jeff, what happened? Like, how did this happen? He's like, I don't know. I guess you were tired. I got up and bathed the dogs and all this stuff. I'm like, oh my Lord. I've never slept that long. So then my whole day was sort of set back because I thought I would be here early, and I had a couple of meetings today anyway. So I'm a little hyper.
Do you have a substitute for the mushrooms if somebody doesn't like mushrooms and they want to do something like this? Pie crust, or like a puff pastry, like one of those little ones like that. A puff pastry. Oh, that would be so good. MD said squash, zucchini, egg.
Oh yeah, yes, that too. My mind goes right to the carbs though, like puff pastry, yum. But yeah, you could do that too. So you could take a spaghetti squash or a butternut squash. I mean, even butternut flavors would go really well with the sausage and the pear. So that would be a good one too. And like finally dice up the butternut squash and use kind of the shell. That would be good too. Tons of things.
Brittany Henderson says, I'm loving this pumped up energy. Honestly, this is a blast to watch.
Oh, good. Yeah, usually I'm a little more, okay, how are you? But I don't know. I'm just super excited today. All right, let's see. I think they're done. So what was that? Probably they were done in what I set it for 15 minutes. So they were probably done in 10 minutes. Yeah, they are way done. They are way done. Okay, perfect. All right, so now I get these out here. And I'm going to leave that grease in the bottom and see if I can find some kind of a glove. And I'm going to take the basket out for right now. I don't even need to worry about cleaning it. Oh, I can't leave the grease in the bottom because I put water in there and I don't want that in my dish. So I'm going to dump that out. And then I've got to get another utensil here. Let's see. What am I going to use? What am I going to use? My favorite thing in the world. All right. I'm going to just scrape the bottom here.
get that stuff off because I like it. I'm not deglazing or anything because the pears are going to give off some liquid, and I don't want too much liquid in here at all. All right, now let's toast up. So now we're going to switch. Oh, and with this one, I've got to switch functions. I mean, I got to turn it off and turn it on to switch functions. Okay, so we're going to go on sear saute. And now we're going to build our stuffing, okay? So I'm just going to put some pine nuts in the bottom. Probably about 2 tablespoons is going to be just fine. These are expensive. I don't buy them anymore. How much do you think you paid for this?
That wasn't very expensive. The Walmart brand was probably less than $6, but it's not.
But that's expensive.
About 5 something.
It's probably a cup of pine nuts. It's outrageous. I remember getting a big bag from Sam's Club for about $7. So I stopped buying them because I'm like, that's too rich for my blood.
What's the internal temp of the sausage?
It was at like 180 or 190. So it only needs to be 165. So it was definitely way done. So it would have been done probably in 7 or 8 minutes if I wasn't just running my mouth. All right, let's let those cook a little bit. We will chop up the sausage. What else is going in here? Spinach.
Spinach and your Morrison homemade and pears.
Yep. All right, how exciting. Now, what I like to do, and I think it's smart. I mean, I'm sure you could do it a different way, but like I cook the stuffing first. And the reason being, I don't know which one's hot or not.
You'll see red pepper flakes in it, I think. Do you want to taste it?
This one looks like it's hot. So
Taste it, this piece here.
they're hot.
That's the hot one.
Okay, so
Good.
So this one's probably the mild. Oh yeah, I can tell the difference. Oh yeah. Oh, look at that. We can really tell the difference. All right, so we'll do one hot and one mild. So anyway, I cooked down the spinach and everything. So don't want to burn that. So it's easier to stuff. And if you try to like cook the spinach in the peppers, it doesn't work.
I know how pine nuts.
I know. Or they're brown already, I think, right?
Yep.
Let's get the pears in. That'll cool down that pot real quick. Whoops.
Let me get the overhead shot for that.
And then I'm going to need that spinach.
You're going to need something, but you're not pressure cooking, right?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Nope. And my counter is clean. I didn't clean the dishes, but I did clean the counter. There we go.
I get the spinach.
Okay, you get the spinach. I'll throw that in and we should be done.
It's the silly sieve.
Yeah, I know that. I don't like this one at all. But that's why it's not dirty. I don't like it, so I didn't use it today. Well, actually, I didn't test recipes today. I still have dishes from yesterday. Yes, I do. All right.
James White says greetings from Scotland.
Well, hello. Did you say James?
Yes.
Hello, James. A little bit of salt. You don't need a lot of seasoning with this because the sausage is going to bring all that flavor. So you don't need too much. Okay. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, probably 1/4 teaspoon to 1/2 teaspoon at most. And now we're going to wilt the spinach. Got the pears in there. And then we will flip these over and get them ready to stuff. Now, do I want to put the cheese on top, Jeff? I think so, and let it really ooh.
That might be nice. I was thinking as the first layer, the cheese, then the spinach and stuff, and then the balsamic.
Should I put some breadcrumbs on top to give a little crunch?
You can. Couldn't hurt.
Never hurts. A little panko on top. Okay, let's do that then. So I'll put the cheese on the bottom. That's going to give that creamy texture. And then I'll put a little panko on top. I can turn this off now because it's pretty much done. And just let it sit there. And then I'm going to use that sieve. I'm going to get rid of the juices because I don't want them to go. I want this to be dry. All right. Let's go ahead and just get some of this off. And stuff the mushroom.
And then we will pile it up. Oh my gosh, this cheese smells so good. It's amazing. So easy to make too. All right, a little bit of panko. Hey Jeff, would you do me a favor? If I give you this, will you go microwave it? That's a word you won't hear me say too often. I
Yeah,
never
and that microwave is what, like 2 seconds?
Yeah, it doesn't take very long here. All right, I just squeezed out some butter and to top my panko with. These are going to be good. So Jeff started off with a really, like he wanted it to be a keto type of recipe. I know he did. And I have now just totally blown that out of the water. But you know what? It's all good. These are going to be delicious. Absolutely delicious. Okay, we are good here. I'm going to go ahead and drain it. And let's stuff our mushrooms. You know what I'm going to do, I think? I'm going to go ahead and put them right in the basket. Okay. Okay. Inner calm. All right. So yes, John, you would be able to get 3 in at a time. And now, put this up here. People are going to be like, oh my gosh, you didn't clean. Well, I will when these are in the air fryer. Okay. Woo. Hot. This is a good recipe because this is quick. Mine usually take a lot longer, so this is good.
Yeah, we're at 30 minutes in. That's with talking.
Yeah, man. Well, of course I'm in hyperspeed mode. So there's that, right?
Gary Spangler says, good evening.
Good evening. How are you? I don't know if I'm going to be able to fit all this on, but I'm going to try. It's probably enough for 4. I'm not going to be able to get it all on. It's just messing everything up here.
I'm glad you went with half hot, half not on the sausage.
Because
there's an afterburn. It's
I know.
delicious, but it's got an afterburn.
I know it. Well, maybe this might be enough for 3. It's probably only enough for 3. Let me get a little bit more spinach on this one. Okay. All right. They look even now. All right. Now I'm going to put that over here, and I'm not even going to worry about what's in the pot because it doesn't matter. Now we are going to sprinkle on some panko. I'm not going to like do a whole lot, but we're just going to sprinkle it on. Whatever falls off, falls off. So probably about 2 tablespoons a piece. And then, of course, you know, we have to have some butter on that panko. So just I like a tablespoon of butter between the 2. All right, now we're going to air fry again so we can go all the way over here. We don't need to steam crisp again. And let's see, probably 375. I'm going to probably guess for 5 to 7 minutes, but I'm going to hit 10. All right. Now I can clean up. We're almost done. How amazing is that? It's a quick one.
That's the fastest one yet.
Oh my gosh, I know. Any questions or comments or anything like that?
Catherine Butterworth said it's 1:30 in England, but
wow,
love your videos.
Thank you, and thanks for watching so late. My goodness. All right.
Here's a good suggestion from Colleen Wolf. How about those fried onions that people use for the green bean casserole instead of the panko crumbs?
Yes, but they're still. Well, actually, I don't remember how I made mine because I have a green bean casserole and I made my own fried onions. But I thought I coated them in breadcrumbs, didn't I? I thought I did. I don't remember how I made them, but that is a great idea. Now, I don't know if they're low carb or keto or anything. I'm not sure.
Well, that's.
Beth Eddington says, what machine are you using?
This is the Ninja Foodie Steamin' Press. Could probably, honestly, use an assistant when I do this, so I don't have to keep walking off camera. But anyway, I'm trying to get this all cleaned up so that it's clean. All right. So yeah, it's the Ninja Foodie Steam and Crisp. This is the OL 501, so it's the 6.5 quart, not the 8 quart, which I prefer to work with, especially on camera, because I'm so short that the 8 quart sits up and I end up having to like go like this to look and be on my tiptoes because I am so short. All right. I'll clean everything up good later, but I'll just give it a quick little thing here. Ah, how many minutes? Not even 2.5 yet. Okay. We're good. All right, we're good. We're good. We're good. Now, I need a plate. Like, I am so not prepared. I usually have a plate, don't I? Goodness. I don't even know where my knives are. Oh my god. Did you turn the air conditioner off? Oh.
Who was it?
I'm ready.
MD said, wanted to know if you got the buckboard bacon email.
Yes, and I looked at that recipe, that video, and I thought, I'm so doing that. Yes, thank you so much. I didn't respond to you. I should have. I watched it, though, late at night. But I'll have to look because I don't usually file my emails until I get back to people. But, oh, my gosh. And I think it was just like a pork butt that they used. It was pretty amazing. I mean, what a process, right? But, oh, my gosh. Don't ask me to explain it because I can't. It was involved, and it was late at night, and I might have had a few drinks.
All right, so a couple of questions about...
Looked awesome.
I'm going to questions about what you got in the pot. Number one is, what did you do with the pears? And the other one is, what kind of cheese did you use?
Okay. Almost, but not quite. So the pears went into the stuffing. So the stuffing was toasted pine nuts, chopped up pears, the sausage that was air fried, and then the spinach. So then that was all wilted. Then I strained it because the spinach gave off a lot of liquid. So I strained that. And then I took the stuffing, put it into the portobello mushroom caps that were previously steamed when I was air crisping the sausages. And then I topped that. I didn't answer the question about the cheese. I put the cheese on the bottom. It's a Boursin cheese, but it's a homemade version. So it's garlic and herb. You could definitely just go buy this if you wanted to make it. But I've made my own because I'm working on a recipe for chicken Wellington. And sometimes I can't find the Boursin cheese. Like in Tennessee where I live, they don't sell it. So I can't find it. So I decided I would make my own in case anybody, I don't need to worry about that. But do you want to switch over to show people what it's looking like so far? Huh? Yep. Did you do it already?
Yeah.
Okay. Close it back up. Not quite done. Want a little more browning on there. So then I put the cheese on the bottom of the mushroom that was partially steamed, put the stuffing on top, and then topped with a little bit of panko and a little bit of butter, melted butter on top of that. Now I'm just waiting for the panko to kind of crisp up and brown up a little bit more. I set it for 10 minutes. I thought it would be done in 5, but I think we can get a little more browning. I could probably go up on the temperature a little bit. Like if I was going to make it again, test it again, I'd probably start off at 400. So this is why I test recipes, because you never know. You don't know the times and temps until you do something, right?
Christopher Harding says, I haven't used my range in over a year. All I use now is my foodie, all because of your videos.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you so much.
I really appreciate that. That's awesome. I know a lot of people are moving away from stove and oven cooking. I always thought this was supplemental cooking, like especially like going way back pre-foodie when the Instant Pot was very popular. But yeah, you do one part of the dish in there, but you do the rest, traditional. But it's not that way anymore. I mean, you can do absolutely everything if you're cooking for a small amount of people. Now, if I wanted to make these for a party, so let's say I wanted to make, because you could do them with the smaller portobello mushrooms, that would be fine. You would just put a lot less filling and you would chop everything up a lot finer. But if I was going to do this, I would do the same thing with the sausage and the mushroom caps, is get them cooked and the mushrooms just a little steam on them. And then get your filling done, but I would put them all on a tray or trays and pop them in the oven on 400 after the paint goes on. All right, we're looking amazing.
And
Great.
Juliet reminded you about the fig sauce.
About the who?
Fig sauce.
Yeah, oh yeah. You know what? Yeah. Can't forget the fig sauce, which I've never used. I don't even know what it tastes like.
You gonna just stick it on, or you gonna taste
No,
it?
I'm gonna taste it. Get it off. Wow. All right. Woo.
The balsamic is just made with figs.
It's good. Yeah, it's fig with balsamic vinegar. It's good. It's really good. It doesn't need to be hot.
No.
I would do it just like this, I think. Okay, I'm going to take this one out. It looks beautiful. Can everybody see?
Yep.
All right. Look at that. Quick, easy, and it's a little fancy. It's fun. I'm going to let it cool a minute, and then I will taste it. What a great idea, Jeff. Thanks.
It looks delicious.
Yes, it does. It looks delicious. It looks very fancy. Like I could see doing these for a pre-Thanksgiving appetizer. I think I'm definitely going to have to get the recipe for this on the website, because maybe I'll switch out the pears, because I don't know if pears will be in season at that time in the U.S. anyway, or where I live. But
while it's cooling,
what could I use? So
somebody said the first time I tried cornbread in the foodie, it slid off the trivets and went to the floor. It was such a mess. I remember Louise mentioning stuff could slide off like that. And
so easy.
It happened to her.
So easy. It's happened to me. It's happened to me still. But Debbie's the one that really she started that. It's kind of like our Ninja Foodie inside joke in the Facebook group, because it's like Debbie calls it the evil rack. So many people have lost like cheesecakes and lasagnas and cornbread to the floor because of the rack. I mean, it's slippery. And I still do it from time to time. It still falls off the rack. So I don't use the rack as much anymore at all. I mean, occasionally I will. And of course, if I'm making cheesecake, I do. But I use the basket most. Not a fan of the crisping plate that comes with them now. So I use the basket. But the crisping plate, some people love it. Some people don't. Matter of preference. Are we ready?
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut down the middle here, just to kind of see if I can. I don't know if you guys can see the layers or not, because I didn't look.
Yeah.
So the cheese is under there. It's kind of, can't really see the cheese too much, but anyway, let's taste it.
Susan neighbor says
amazing.
maybe apples instead of pears.
Yeah, that would be good too.
Apricot.
Yep.
Let's say hi to Stacia.
Hi,
She
Stacia.
said since she switched to her foodie, her electric bill went down like $60 a month.
That's incredible. Well, should I eat this or talk first? Let me eat this. Oh, Jeff, this is the new best thing. Seriously. Oh my gosh. This is so good. You want to cut it in half?
Yeah.
So you don't.
Make sure you get some sausage on there. Yeah, that piece right there is good.
Make sure.
I have no idea what to expect, really. Oh my god.
Oh my God is right. That's the best thing.
That was the hot sausage I got.
I got the hot. I don't know if I got the hot. I'm not sure.
You'll know.
You? Oh no. Okay, I didn't get the hot then.
Oh, that's good.
Isn't that good? So
Everything is
everything is perfect. Everything is absolutely
even the panko
perfect.
on top, the
Everything.
glaze,
everything
cheese.
is absolutely perfect. Oh, this is definitely going to be a recipe. We are definitely making a recipe. Okay.
It's probably easy enough that we could shoot it within the next few days.
Yeah, I just have to test it a couple more times, but yeah. But I didn't really do anything, right? It's not a lot of seasoning.
I would definitely recommend people shy away from the hot sausage. I can handle it, and I know you can handle the flavor, but it's pretty strong.
I'll do the mild in the recipe. People who like hot stuff, they know. They'll switch over to hot. It's fine. All right. So Stacia was saying that her electric bill has gone down. That's a question that gets asked a lot in the Facebook groups is how much energy does it take and this, that, and the other. And one thing that I think people have a misconception of is because the amount of wattage, they think that it's using that amount of energy all the time, and it's not. So when you're air frying, you're definitely using like peak wattage, okay? But when you're pressure cooking or you're slow cooking or you're even sear sauteing, you're using the bottom element, you're using very little wattage. So it really does. I mean, I've never noticed any difference really in my electric bill. But then again, you know, I've got like 4 Ninja Foodies going and, you know, cooking up all kinds of things. So it's really not a fair comparison.
Amber has a good suggestion. Say hi to Amber.
Hi, Amber.
She asked if that's a balsamic fig glaze, which it is.
It is.
That goes great on an arugula sun-dried tomato and goat cheese flatbread pizza.
Lost me at goat cheese, but
We'll use that cheese on the pizza would be good too. That cheese is delicious.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my. This is so good. I can't even begin to tell you how good this is. And so easy.
Everybody wants it up on the website as soon as possible.
So what time? I mean, you figure from start to finish with no talking, this is definitely under 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Yeah. Very little prep.
You did all your prep on camera
Yeah.
because you have no choice.
With live, I have to. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I can't get over this. I'm glad there's another one. Not that I'm going to eat it. I'm going to give it to Jeff, but.
Colette Lee said it's 2 now in the UK, and she's writing her shopping list for this.
I would. I mean, you saw it here first.
What was that?
It's amazing. I don't know.
Sounded like something zapped.
I know. I've heard that a couple times.
Interesting. I'm concerned about it.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm supposed to hear electricity snap.
Oh, you think it was electricity snapping?
That's what it sounded like to me.
Oh. As the light like rains down electric current and I'm electrocuted on camera, that'll be great. You saw it here first.
Queenie Jackson said she would add mushroom or she would add onions.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah. This is so good. And it's filling. So
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
definitely one of these is a meal. But for Thanksgiving, I guess you could do an appetizer. Or you could do the littler ones. Yeah. All right.
The little baby Bellas.
Yeah.
They just put a little on each.
This is amazing. I am so happy that I went and got that pear. I wish that all my pears weren't going bad because I would use those to test recipes. Now I got to go get new pears and then wait for them to ripen and hope I don't wait too long or they go bad. You know what else happened? I'm going to finish eating. Oh, so good. I like to buy limes and lemons and things like that in bulk at Sam's Club because it's a lot cheaper. I use them as garnishes for photos a lot, or garnishes on a drink or in the food or whatever. So I bought a bag of lemons and I bought a bag of limes, and I always look them over, make sure that they're not going bad or anything. I had them sitting out on the counter and I thought, well, I'm going to be gone because we were taking a little break. I'm going to be gone from work for 2 days. So I'm going to put them in the fridge. When I came back, they had all molded and became rotten in the refrigerator. So the savings didn't equate because I threw most of them out, 3/4 of the bag out. It was really a shame. So buying in bulk these days doesn't seem, I'm not talking about meat, but because you can freeze that, but fresh produce and stuff, it does not seem to work out because everything's going bad really quickly. Like those pears, they were unripe to spotted and starting to like become rotten in the refrigerator within a day or two. It's like, this is ridiculous. But anyway, and then the price of food. Oh, don't even get me started on that. I couldn't even believe it. Chicken is up $1 a pound at Sam's. They're out of everything. Walmart's out of everything. Aldi I haven't been to in a while. I need to go check them out. But I'm working on a recipe for, what is it called? What do I use? Beef shank?
Yeah.
It's a beef asabuco. I think I'm saying that right. Maybe not. But oh my gosh, that's delicious. And that's a fancy meal that's really easy to do with the cheapest cut of meat I could find. So this is my new thing. I'm going to the store and I'm going to the seafood, chicken, beef, and pork aisles. And I am finding the cheapest cut of meats that I can do. And I'm doing recipes with them because these food prices are outrageous. I heard from somebody in Canada. I put out my shrimp rasta pasta recipe, which I didn't think was an expensive recipe to make because shrimp is actually cheaper than a lot of beef now. And she says that would be, I think she said it would be like, I don't know. I can't remember. I don't want to quote her, but a very expensive meal to make in Canada. And so we were chatting about it on YouTube and I said, what is the price of something? And I think her butter or something is like $7 and something a pound. I'm like, oh, that is insane. That is crazy. With baking season coming up and I use so much butter, mine is not that expensive. But if it was, I wouldn't be able to do it. Crazy. Anyway, I've talked enough. Anything going on?
No, a couple little comments. Somebody was talking about in Arizona, the price of chicken's $3.99 a pound and ribeyes are $4.50. Might as well eat steak.
$4.50. That's good. That's a really good deal. My chicken is $3.99 a pound too, and $1.99. No, it's $2.99 a pound. It used to be $1.99 a pound for the Members Mark brand, and which I don't love, but you know the way I test recipes and stuff, I cannot like go to Whole Foods or something like that. There's no flipping way. Although I will say that the best chicken breast I ever had in my life was definitely from Whole Foods. I forget, like free range, grass fed, blah, 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 all that stuff. It was almost $7 a pound. It was delicious. So good. But you can't do that on a daily basis. Like, I can't. There's no way.
A YouTube viewer that goes by Butterflyer26 says, I want to try Louise's deep dish pizza, but I'm worried about the crust part.
Well, what are you worried about? Because it works. It's good. You just have to make sure you pre-cook it. You have to make sure. Even the pizza that I'm doing now, well, I think we got it though last night, but the pizza I'm doing now is not deep dish. It is a regular thin crust, and I'm doing it with steam and crisp. And I was able to get it done without pre-cooking the crust because the steam really, really helped. Now, it ended up being really crispy on the edges and stuff. And how would you describe, I would say crisp chew for the rest of the pizza. I really enjoyed it. And I'm all for that really crispy crust. I really enjoyed the pizza that I did last night. I think it was really good.
It's perfect.
Yeah, and Jeff liked it too. So we're gonna go with that. I overcooked it. I overcooked the top of it, so I got to still work on it. So sometimes getting these recipes out are a pain because I got to make things like 14 times.
So
14
the concern
times.
about the crust was that they'll mess it up.
Oh no, you shouldn't mess it up at all. Go to my website, print out the recipe. You can watch the YouTube video, and I'm always available to. Well, not always because I sleep and stuff, but you can send me a message. I mean, if you make it during like work hours, which are pretty much, well, except for today when I got up at almost 11, but usually from, I would say 8 o'clock until 5 o'clock, during the week. And then on Sundays, I still work, and Saturdays I work, and I'm pretty much always available. Send me a message on Facebook, and I'm happy to help you if you run into any problems, but you shouldn't. It's pretty easy. I mean, you just have to just do it. You won't mess it up. I hope.
All right, we're ready to wrap this one
Yeah,
up?
I think
We're
so.
right at 7:55, so that's a perfect 1 hour. We got a full meal
Yeah.
and some talking.
Yeah, and some talking.
And I'm starving.
And you're starving. All right. Well, I'm going to recap real quick what I did. Portobello mushrooms, cleaned out, stem off, with a mild and a hot sausage. I did 2 hots and 1 mild because, I forgot about the mild that I had. And I steam crisped those. And I think I'll have to look back on the video to see how long it took because I don't remember. But when the steam was up, I think I let the countdown go about 3 minutes. I didn't even need to do that. Once the steam was up, the steam time, meaning the preheat time, so it flipped over to the upper element doing the air crisp for the sausages, I could have pulled those mushroom caps out. So that took care of the par cook on the mushrooms because the mushrooms are not going to cook to the texture that you want if you just air fry them after you put the stuffing in. It's not going to happen. So they need to be par cooked, and that was the perfect way to do it. Then I chopped up the sausage, put it back into the pot after I toasted some pine nuts. Then I put in the spinach and the pears one pear that I chopped up, sauteed all that together until the spinach wilted. I drained it because there was so much liquid. I didn't want that to go into the mushroom. And then that's the stuffing. So then I stuffed the portobello mushrooms after I put on a little bit of my homemade Boursin cheese. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. I am sure I'm not.
I think that's
Okay, I'm sure I'm not saying it correctly, but put that on the bottom. Then I put the stuffing on. Then I put some panko breadcrumbs. I just sprinkled them on top. So wherever they fell, they fell. Where they missed, they missed. It didn't matter. Then I sprinkled over some butter and I air fried them on 350, I think. And I think they were I put 10 minutes. I think they were done in 7 minutes, but I probably would go up to 400 for 5 minutes. I think that would have been fine.
Stacia said, could this be done in the speedy? I'm going to guess yes.
Yeah. Yeah. No pressure cooking. So yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Just absolutely delicious. Now with the speedy, you could probably only get 2 mushrooms in there. This one, I could have gotten 3.
And were the pine nuts crunchy? I don't think, not really.
Well, let me see. Yes, it's crunchy. Now, crunchy like a potato chip? No. But the texture is there. And that's why I think this is a winner dish. Because the texture of the pine nuts is there. So it is a little bit, I'm going to say crunchy, but it's hard to explain this one. But there is a texture difference. So you've got that smooth creaminess of the cheese. You've got the perfectly cooked portobello mushroom, which is just like a piece of steak, if you ask me. I love them. And then you have the flavor from the sausage, the texture of the pine nuts, the spinach there for looks. No, I love spinach, but you don't taste it. It's not like you could omit the spinach and it'd be fine. But it gives that nice look. And then the panko is a little crunchy. So when you get some panko, that's really crunchy, crunchier than the pine nuts. And then the glaze just finishes it off. I mean, it's really delicious. It's very well balanced. Oh, and the pears. You don't get the texture of the pears. The pears, well, mine, are almost rotten, so they're very, very soft. But you get that sweetness, which balances out the sausage. It just goes so nicely. I mean, it's really delicious. Apples, you'd probably want to saute a little bit more if you were going to switch those up, because I don't think you want the texture of the fruit. I could be wrong, but I think that I would probably saute them till they were soft, like my pears were.
And you are saying Boursin right.
Oh, I am.
That's James from Scotland said.
Well, wow. I'm shocked because.
And it's 8:00. We can.
All right. Here. All right, guys. So this was a quick and easy one. Usually I'm like a half an hour, 45 minutes over my time, but we like to try to keep it a little bit easy. And I think Jeff knew that, and that's why he picked something I'm semi-familiar with, but I have never done this combination of flavors, and I've never done it in the foodie, and I am just like really impressed that it works so well. It's absolutely delicious. I love you all. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you next Tuesday for our Q&A. If you want to join in, that's where you can ask all your cooking questions. And if I know the answer, I'll let you know. And if I don't, well, then we'll just chat about it and see if I can find the answer on the internet, or, we just work it out. It's fun. We have fun. All right. Thanks so much. You guys have a great night.